Hey y'all, as we approach the beginning of a new school year, some of you are probably finding yourselves as empty nesters. Whether the kids have gone off to college or just graduated and moved out of the house, you might find yourself with a little more house than you're used to. Maybe it's a couple extra rooms you don't need, or maybe you just find that you just got stuff that you don't need and the house is getting a little too big for what you guys need. Sometimes we see people are getting a little older and they prefer to go from their 2 or 3 story property to a ranch style or a single level. It's a little more comfortable living. So today I just kind of wanted to talk through that empty nester phenomenon and what you can do to sell your home and downsize to make life a little simpler and a little easy for you. So the first thing is you want to make sure you declutter and depersonalize your home. So as far as all that extra stuff you might have been storing in case, little Spencer wanted it one day and you don't think he wants it or it's just extra stuff, start getting rid of that clutter. Whether you're going big and you're getting a dumpster and throwing it all away, or just, hey, once a week you're making a trip to Goodwill and getting rid of sweatshirts and hoodies or stuff that you just don't need anymore. For the kind of the big pieces of furniture, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist is a great option to sell off some of those bigger pieces. Or, just like I was kind of talking about, you can donate some of that to Goodwill, to charity. There's plenty of fantastic organizations here in the Middle Tennessee area that will come pick it up. If you need advice, give us a call. We always love to work with charities in our area. And on a lot of our project homes, we work hand in hand. After you've kind of decluttered and you've reduced some of that load, you want to go ahead and update and upgrade your house. So in some cases, it's been 15, 20, 30 years since your house had a recent update. So sometimes it'd be worth it to go ahead and pull up that flooring, put in some new luxury vinyl plank, find that new hotness, repaint the walls, take the house and get it up to the modern standard for what buyers are looking for nowadays. In that process, you want to make sure all the appliances work, make sure all the plumbing, the electrical, all of that's up to date and up to code. You want to make sure that that house is as perfect as you'd be looking for when you look for your new house. Just remember though, it's an emotional process. You've likely lived at the house for anywhere from 5 to 50 years. And it's a big process selling your home. It's also a big process making that big of a change. Take it in baby steps or take it in a timeline that you're comfortable with. For example, we bought houses on a 6-month, 8-month timeline. The seller wanted to make sure their funds were protected in case the market shifted, as we're seeing it shift. But they wanted the time to downsize at their pace. It's an emotional process. Don't be afraid of that. Embrace that. It's an opportunity for growth and for change. And I'd also say, hey, remember, you want to always make sure your house is ready for that open house. So take your home, once you've done your updating, your upgrading, make sure everything's perfect, up to date, modern, ready to go. Be ready for the open house. Make sure the house is well lit. Your house is as empty as you choose to be, whether it's staged or completely vacant, and be ready for that process. To prep for that, I always recommend that you want to get some of those amazing photos for your home. We know a bunch of great stagers and photographers here in Smyrna, Murfreesboro, Nashville. I could go on, the list is endless. We've got a great connection across that and be happy to give advice or point you in the right direction if that's something that would help. Those photos, as well as the staging for the property, will cost you a little bit of money, but at the end of the day, it'll be worth it because it'll help show your property to prospective buyers. And the last thing, and I always recommend you do this, I'd say even think about this up front, is create a moving plan. Are you ready to move today? Do you think it'll be about 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year until you're ready to move? Are you gonna move all at once or in stages? And I always recommend when downsizing, take the time, get a storage locker. For about $100 a month, you can rent a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 10 unit. You can take some of that stuff. You're not sure if you want to downsize it. You're not sure if you want to keep it. Put it in that storage locker. If a year goes by and you find out, hey, I never used that, or I forgot it was in there, then you probably don't need it anymore, and it'll help you make that decision. But at the end of the day, we just want to make sure you're making an informed and well-educated decision. If you have any questions or comments or just concerns at all, maybe you just want to talk to someone who's been through the process, give us a call. We'll be happy to square you away. Take a look at some of our Google reviews. We've helped many a couple downsize, many a family start a new adventure. We're excited to sit down with you, and I can't wait to hear your story. Have a great one. Thanks.